Welcome back to Primetime Sports Tuesday. There are growing concerns among key players within the education sector that student athletes are becoming easy targets for sexual offenders. In part one of this feature by Jerome Foster, he examines the steps which are being taken by key stakeholders to combat a progressing danger to the nation's future stars.
It's often said that children are the future. But in recent times, that sentiment seems to have become less and less true. Whether it's schoolboy football, boys and girls champs, the Grey Shield or Headley Cup competitions, the new generation of sporting stars is now gaining acclaim. On the back of data from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in April 2024, crimes against children were at an alarmingly high rate. According to data presented in court, there are 440 cases of sexual offences, and incidentally, 2 of those cases involved student athletes. One of the cases had a prominent track and field coach arrested and charged with grievous sexual assault of a minor and sexual touching, and another being charged with grievous sexual assault of a male student.
TVJ Sports checks of cases brought before the courts by Sisoka and the Office of the Children's Advocate, OCA, dating back to 2015, shows an additional 10 sexual assault cases of minors involved in sports.
It has brought into question the protection and safety of student athletes, and President of the National Parent Teachers Association, Stuart Jacobs, sees it as a grave problem.
It is alarming. It is indeed one of the things that bothers us as parents, because it is happening ever so often, and it is no longer happening in schools that are considered out of reach, downtown, or non-traditional. It's happening in the traditional schools, it's happening at the primary level, and it's happening at the secondary level. It means that those who are doing it, the perpetrators, are not partial at all.
We want to ensure that we safeguard the well-being of our children, not just in the classrooms, but on the field as well, when they participate in sporting activities. Sports is a major part of the education offering for our students, and we want to ensure that students can participate in sports without coercion. They can participate safely, and that there is no hint of any action that's towards them.
And there is a detrimental outcome for the students who are abused in the long term.
The process is happening. The embryonic stage of the human development is happening, and then it is thwarted. It is derailed because an adult who's supposed to be responsible to protecting our children, your child, my child, then they're pounced upon because they were being preyed for quite a while, and that person then physically abuses or mentally abuses. That child is scarred for life. That family is also scarred for life, because you cannot retract it, you cannot take it back.
As you know, what is illegal in society is illegal in schools. And so once we are aware of this, our principals do the due diligence, they get the reports, they inform CPFSA, they inform the police, and of course the legal recourse will be effected consequently. So we are proud of what we have learned from the 2 incidents that I'm aware of, that our principals did what they needed to do in these situations.
For Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Casson Troop, sport tends to lure additional help due to its intricacies, but there is a serious concern about the well-being of students.
The enthusiastic persons who come around who want to help. And I know sporting is an expensive venture in our school. And so we receive and welcome the help from time to time. But now is an opportunity for us to be vigilant. The Ministry of Education is asking for due diligence to be done with respect to adults who are working with our kids, who are supervising our kids, who are training our kids. Make sure that these people are trained, they are certified, they fit the fit and proper requirement. You do your character checks to ensure that you make the students safe in the environment. And if they are not safe colleagues, you know they will not perform.
Minister of Sport Olivia Grange is however warning perpetrators that in the near future they will not be able to go parish hopping.
We are finalizing a policy on safeguarding our children in sports. We have reached a very advanced stage with it. We're working in collaboration with UNICEF, and we will be announcing the policy and certainly tabling the policy in Parliament very soon. It's important that we safeguard our young people, safeguard our children in sports.
In part 2 of this story, key stakeholders contemplate legislative changes and recommendations to school administrators. Jerome Foster, TVJ Sports.